Spatchcocked turkey or butterflied turkey on the big green egg over Fogo charcoal, Tony CHACHERES inside and out using the MEATER block. The best turkey you'll ever eat. I guarantee it, and if it's not, please call me out. I say it all the time, I mean it. If you don't think this is the best turkey you ever cooked, and I mean period, you comment and tell me. Scroll, if you're on the phone, people can't find the comments, scroll all the way to the bottom. You can find the comments at the bottom. Call me out if this is not the best turkey you ever ate. I'm John Sanders, and welcome to In the Backyard with jelly007. Let's get this 14-pound turkey spatchcocked and get this started. Be right back. Okay, so although the sun's almost went down and it's about got too dark, I wanted to show a little bit about how to spatchcock, and there's plenty of videos on it, and you can look at those also. But I cut the skin back, right down the backbone, and I kind of move it out of the way. And I'm gonna try and do this really quick because like I said, there's plenty of videos on it. But all you're gonna do is cut that backbone out. And I just like to get the skin out of the way where I don't waste a lot of skin. It doesn't matter. You could cut right through there, but that's not what I do. This is what I do. So I'm going to spin this around. Now I will say this, you need a decent type of kitchen shear. Now these are Fiskars, and they work great for me. And then I'm going to come right here and try and leave all the skin I can, and I'm just going to cut right down the side. I don't want to get the skin if I don't have to. If I do, I do. It's not a big deal. In fact, I'm going to get that skin because I'm in a little bit, like I said. And now some of it right here is why you need a pretty good pair, is because you got to get both hands on it sometimes. But anyhow, you just do that right there on both sides of that backbone. And I'm assuming you can see what I'm doing. I think you can. And then I'm going to push the skin back just a little bit now. And this part is pretty much common sense. You're cutting that backbone out. So I may not, you know, like I said, you done seen one side. This is the only part that matters. Right here, you'll hit a pretty good bone, which it went through that time, really easy. But all you're doing, well, maybe that's the bone. And it does get tricky. But I may have to turn it a different way. And I don't want to get in too big of a hurry because I don't want to mess this up. But right here. And then that right there. See, you need this right here. And I'm going to see if you can see it again. You need this for that. And I'm glad I showed that because that is the only part in a turkey you have to worry about. Now, chicken, it doesn't really matter. But anyhow, keep this video from being 10 miles long. I'm going to get that opened up and get it rinsed out, and we're going to go to the next step. Okay, so I went ahead and got the light because I was trying to show y'all, and I looked back on the video and you really couldn't see. But you can see right here where I cut one side of the wishbone, and that helps it lay flat. All right, the wishbone runs here and here, and you just want to pop it somewhere with your shears because it just helps it lay flat. It's not a big deal, even if you don't. But you kind of got to find it and get under it, and then stay close where you don't mess up the breast meat, and then pop it just like that. Now, some people remove them, but you don't have to because you can see right there is very flat. Now, I did cut off some of this meat back here, and I just want all that when it gets flipped over, in other words. That's what we want, and that's why you don't want to mess with the skin. You can see right here, it's already pulling back here. Well, when it cooks, I'm going to try and tuck that under. That'll pull up and it just makes it not as presentable. That's it. But you can see I still got this here that I'm going to remove most of that. But anyhow, in fact, we'll do it. I'm going to cut that off and that right there. And we're going to tuck wings under and stuff like that. And I didn't do that. It came like that. I don't know what happened right there. And that's going to be an ugly spot, but it's not a big deal. It'll eat perfectly. So anyhow, now you know, cut the wishbone, cut the backbone out and cut the wishbone, break the wishbone, each side of the wishbone, and you're good to go. Okay, so I've got one stick of butter that I don't want to get real hot. All I want to do is melt it, and it was at room temperature, and you can see it is melted. So I'm going to turn this completely off, or pause it for now, And I'm gonna set this off of the heat because I don't want it getting real hot. I just wanted it melted. I always use Land or some type of European butter. Land O'Lakes, there's nothing wrong with it. That's extra creamy, European style butter. It's got a higher fat content, and I'm assuming you can see that in the camera. I'm using unsalted because I had it. If you use salted, believe me, it would not matter, and I have used salted many times. So before this butter starts to set, and to cool it down a little bit, I'm going to add this entire of Tony CHACHERES, let's see, it's called Creole Style Butter Injectable Marinade. And I'm telling you, it is what my family request out of all I've ever tried. It is the best. Now this part right here, we're not, like I said, I'm not going to keep it, I don't want it hot. I'm just going to get it warm. So we're about to inject that with the turkey. And I'll say this right quick. Set this to 100. I just want it to stay warm. And hit start, hit low. The thing that I'll say that a lot of people don't know, and that it happens, this happened to me. It's easy to do. I've got a commercial one, so I don't normally use these, but I have before. And if you're not looking, right here on this tip, they'll put a clear protector, a little protector over it so you won't stick yourself. Well, the thing is, if you don't see it, because it's clear, it'll end up in your turkey. So just saying that right quick. And one last thing, I didn't show it a while ago, but always look under the neck of the turkey. There's a flap of skin you got to look up because they'll hide giblets there sometimes. I've had that happen. Okay, so just for your information, and I'm not trying to sell them. I don't even have a link. I'm just showing this for your information. I'm going to use this tonight because that's what most people will have. And you can see it has, and I'm having to assume that you can see what I'm pointing at because I can't see my camera, but it has this outlet on the side. All right, I'm on the fence with that a little bit because the OXO, it comes with two needles. One's a big one for like a ham or whatever, and you see the size, the diameter of that needle, and then it has a smaller one, but there's no outlet on the side. I'm going to show this right quick too. This right here is ham again, but you can see those outlets on the side all the way to right here. Well, the problem with those outlets on the side is that when you're trying to inject the turkey, if you pull it back too far, and you want it in your breast, in the breast and everywhere of the turkey, if you come back too far, you're going to squirt it everywhere, and believe me, butter and stuff will, as you know, ruin your clothes. That's why I like the OXO. It works real well. Again, I'm using this one tonight because that's what everybody will have. So that's all I want to say on that. Just keep that in mind if you're using this. One, look for the guard on the tip, and two, don't pull it back too far. Anyhow. Okay, so the turkey's ready. I've got it rinsed out. It's ready to go here. The Tony CHACHERES and the stick of butter, I've turned it on and off every once in a while I get everything else ready. Got the egg to temp, and all you want it, like I said, you don't want it hot. I've got it at 100 degrees, but I haven't left it there. So I mean, as a matter of fact, we will pause that right now because it's plenty, it's injectable. That's all I want. I don't want it to start cooking my turkey. That's my point. So right now on this side right here, we're going to hit it with avocado oil. And I brought out this, which has avocado oil in it also. This one's getting a little low, and I'm afraid it's going to run out. That right there. And that's only pretty much for this side and maybe the grate, because I want it to, the grate on the green egg I'm going to spray, and I want something to help this right here stick. But I'm also going to inject a little bit on this side. Now this part is not critical. In fact, I don't do it every time, but because I can, and I can, and you'll see what I mean by that squirting out, that's from that hole in the side. I'm not a big fan of that hole in the side, and I really like that OXO, OXO, whatever you call that one. So I'm going to do this, and once I get about, I don't know, a third of that in here in a couple of places, but you know, it's take my word, it's not that critical. You're mainly going to eat the breast, maybe the legs. So I'm just doing this kind of because I can, and that's the truth. In fact, I'm not too far off of all I'm going to do, and I'm going to do the rest of it from the other side. In fact, I am. That's where we're at. Now I'm going to shake this right here on, just like this. And I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm going to coat it or cover it really hard. I just put a coating on it. And then I'm gonna let it sit just a minute so that avocado oil can kind of help that adhere. As a matter of fact, now that I've sprayed it, I'm gonna touch it again. And we're gonna let that sit 2 or 3 minutes, flip it over. Y'all hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so it's laid there long enough. I'm gonna flip it over. Now what I'm gonna do on this side is a little bit of softened butter, just trying to rub it on. It doesn't go on real well, I'm not gonna lie, and you can stick it under the skin. But I just try and rub it like this. Just get in there with it. And just kind of get butter on it, you know, and you'll get some, but it's not critical. And if you want to do that under the skin, you can. It might help, but I just think it helps it brown a little bit. So once I get this right here rubbed in, and just like this, we're going to hit it with the Tony CHACHERES. And then we might spray it with some avocado oil just to help it stick a little bit. And like I said, this little thing right here is going to mess up, but you can see how the turkey should look when it's done. And it'll be close to that. It'll be, some of the skin will pull back and you'll have some, you know, some places, but it usually turns out beautiful, I'll say that. Now I'm going to just do just what I did on the other side, and that is this. And I'm going to go about the same amount, and that right there is about it. Now before I do much more, in fact I kind of meant to do that before, quite honestly, we got to inject it. So we're going to make sure that's still injectable, and it is by all means. Just going to pull this out of here and go in a couple of places, and you'll take, man, that is a fantastic flavor, and everybody here requests this every time. I think it is a excellent, it goes well with turkey, I'll put it like that. So anyhow, you can see the breast kind of plump up. It gives it a lot of moisture, but it mainly gives it that butter flavor. That stick of butter and that Tony CHACHERES is a really good combination. Well, actually, his Creole butter is what his is. It's already got butter in it. I just put extra fresh butter, you know, whatever you'd say, in it. And you have to lean it over to get it out. And again, if you have any of this left over, you have to throw it out. You can't use it, but I mean, it's not that big a deal. Whoops, there went that side thing again. So anyhow, I'm kind of wasting a little time showing this, but you get the idea. I'm going to finish injecting this, but I'll just try and get the majority of it in there. If you don't get it all, again, the main thing is don't use it again anywhere. And you gotta be careful. It'll get you. So we're really close. And I'm just gonna finish this right quick while we're on here. That's good enough for me. And we're gonna go ahead and use the same thing I've been using because I'm not out yet. We're gonna spray that down, and I'm gonna shake just a little bit more on it. And I think that's fixing to be a beautiful thing when it comes off that green egg. We'll let it sit just a minute, just like we did the other side, and get it on that right now about 320 degree green egg. So y'all hold up and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are the MEATER probes. I've got number, let's see, number 3 I'm going to put in this thigh. And it's supposed to go up to that line, so that's a little tricky. Number 2 is going to go right here in the breast. And just because I got 4 of them, I'm going to use number 1 right here too, in the other breast. And we'll have an idea. And we'll probably still use a thermopen. That's just the way I do it. I got many devices, so I use them. And it doesn't hurt to know, you know, that's the way I feel. All right, we're going to raise the egg. I'm going to hit it with this other avocado oil right here. Now what we're going to do is put this on just like this. I'm not even going to worry about those wings. They're just not that big a deal. We don't eat them. If they get overcooked, it's not a crisis. You can hear it sizzling. I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit more on here. Went a little hotter than I wanted to on that breast, but take my word, it's great stuff. It ain't going to hurt it. So I got to position it a little bit better. Yeah, I wish I could get that covered just a little bit better, but right there it makes it prettier. That's the main thing. So right now, I'm just going to put this right here. I want to slide this back just a touch, get the wings in to fit. And that right there is what we want. And we are off and running. And I'm going to bring this to 325. So when I get that regulated to 325, I'll be back, and then here in a little bit we'll be taking the turkey off. So y'all hang on. Okay, so it took me about 30 minutes to get it back to, and I gently moved it back to 325. Again, not in a hurry. I'm looking for temps. I'm not worried about time. Now, I will say the meter block, and it has done this a couple times on me, it keeps cutting off. I don't understand that, but it tracks the temp. It doesn't give a problem. You just have to turn it back on and connect it back. Now, you can see 96 and 96 in that breast, 1 and 2. The number 3 that I stuck in the thigh, evidently, I stuck that wrong. But I'm not going to open my lid. I don't have to worry about it. In worst case, I use a thermopen. I mean, I'll check it with a thermopen. But I believe that's wrong. So, like I said, 30 minutes in, we're back to, and if you've watched my videos before, you know I keep my thermometer turned to where straight up is where I want. And it just kind of made it there, but I didn't rush it. Anyhow, we'll be back in a little bit. See how this is doing when we get way higher than that. Okay, so I wanted to touch on what I said earlier about the meter block going to sleep. And it was going to sleep every few minutes, and I've had it happen one or two other times. Well, earlier, 30 minutes ago or so, I set up cooks just because, you know, just pressed them. I don't normally do cooks. I usually just watch my temperatures. That's really all that matters to me. Well, since I've set those cooks up, it has not went to sleep again. So maybe it's my bad. But I mean, like I said, I don't need to set up a cook. I want to see my temp. Like right now, I'm watching my lowest temp in this turkey, and I want it to be 165 before I know it. In fact, it's telling me that I'm 5 minutes remaining before it'll be to 165. Well, I think the fact that I set up a cook, it keeps it from going to sleep. So if you're going to use it, you know, set up a cook, and no matter at what temp you put it at, because I've got these at way off of what I want. But in other words, you'd do this right here. You'd touch that, and this is the meter that's the probe that's not even installed. You'd touch the probe that you want to set up a cook on. You tap that, and then say like what we're doing, poultry and then whole turkey, and it shows 165, and it shows you the well done medium, and it'll do that on beef too, and all of that. And then you just hit start cook. All right, well then when you go back to that, it'll show you right here, if I get it to go back, you know, the estimated cook time and all the above. Now I've got these temps way high because I didn't want them alerting me before I got to 165 in my lowest probe. And my lowest probe is at 162. So that tells me we've got to open this lid and take some temp readings with the thermopen. So hold on, and I'll be right back. But I think that's what was causing it. I'm almost positive because it hasn't gone off, it hasn't went to sleep in at least 30 minutes. So y'all hold up. Okay, we got 3 minutes remaining on probe 1, which was on one side of that breast. and it's at 163 degrees. Now, as I said, I think I poked this one wrong. I think I put that probe in wrong because it's showing 200. I can't believe that, so it's because I missed it. But there's the probe in the other breast, and it's 167. So we're fixing to open it and take a look. And it looks fantastic, other than it fogged my glasses up a little bit. But we're gonna look around, let's see, where's that probe? Here's the one that's saying 198. And let's just see. Well, maybe it's not off that bad. In fact, there's 198, but there's 192, 191, 189, 187, and the further I pull it back, the lower it goes, 183. I'm gonna check that a couple more times, but you don't need to know any more than that. It's done. That thigh is done. So now we're gonna make sure the breast is. And I'm gonna go near the bone, and there's touching the bone pretty much, 164. Everything at 165, it went up. I'm gonna do the other side just because I can. And 159, and that is touching the bone. And as I come out of there, 161, 160, there's no problem with that. You see juices squirted out of that because it's definitely going to continue to cook and do carryover cooking to 165. That's a safe turkey to eat. I'm fixing to get it off. In fact, let's do that. I'm gonna have to move my tablet. Wow. In fact, I'll set it down right here, and we're gonna get that right off of there. So, move this to here. And we don't want to destroy it, so we gotta be careful with it. And that ought to do it right there. I'm gonna close that back and get it shut down. And I don't want to hit my tablet. But you can see, well, if I got out of the light, you could. That is a pretty turkey. And I promise you, like I said, call me out if I'm wrong. That's gonna be one of the best turkeys you ever ate. So hold on just a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, there it is. And I'm telling you, that is the best turkey you will ever eat. I guarantee it. Your family will love it. It's simple. It's an hour and 50 minutes. And it's a fantastic way to eat a chicken or a turkey. So we'll tear these wings off. Okay, on that side, I had a camera failure. For whatever reason, it was not recording. So I'm gonna cut this side so you can see. And as you can see, I'm all the way down almost to the bone. And like I said, the other side would look just as good. The camera was not recording. It happens. But that right there is the best turkey I assure you that you will ever eat. And I'll try and show you some of the benefits of injecting it with that butter and all. I mean, you can see it. You can see it in there, and you can see it right here. There's part of the injection. There's part of that butter. I mean, that is an absolute fantastic turkey. I'm going to make me a sandwich. I'm going to get me a plate. I don't know if I'll probably make a sandwich. Anyhow, I hacked it up a lot, and I hate it didn't get that first recording. And I can still do a lot right here. You know how to cut a turkey up. I really don't have to show you. But that right there, I don't have, look, you see the juice is running? That's butter. And that's that Tony CHACHERES. And it's, well, you need to try it and let me know. But hang on, I'm gonna get a plate. I'll be right back. Okay, so around here, you better be using Blue Plate. Blue Plate's excellent, we love it. But you put some mayonnaise on that bread, just like this right here. This is to make the ultimate sandwich of all ultimate sandwiches. And maybe one more right there. I'm fixing to sit down and eat that. Hang on. Okay, so even though this is take 2, because I've already cut the turkey one time and ate a sandwich and found out the camera was messed up. But take my word, this right here, blue plate mayonnaise, and this is the way we do it. The way we do it right here around here. This community is really big on blue plate, sunbeam bread, and of course black pepper and salt. But take my word, that right there, I'll put it up against any steak you got. I will. That turkey sandwich right there will rival almost any meal you can think of. And you saw what it looked like. You saw how it looked when it came off, and you see how well it cooked. Tony at CHACHERES is a great, he ain't paying me or nothing, by the way. Just a great seasoning for a turkey. It goes well with it. That butter Creole injection, the butter you add to it. So take 2, I'm gonna eat the second sandwich. I will have no problem with that. Anyhow, I really do appreciate y'all watching all my videos. Again, and I say it out, I mean it on all my videos. Call me out if you find something. If this is not the best turkey you ever ate, or whatever I did yesterday or tomorrow ain't the best you ever ate, or at least, maybe I won't go that far on all of them. This I will. If this ain't the best turkey you ever ate, call me out. And any recipes I do, if you see a problem with them, please hit me with comment. Like I said, scroll on the phone. A lot of people can't find it. Scroll to the bottom. You'll find a comment section. Comment to me. I want to know. Again, thank y'all for watching. I love y'all all. I'll put a video, or somebody will, right here for y'all to watch. And my big head over here, please subscribe, but mainly, please share my video. I need that to happen. It's like almost like, please, yeah, share my video. I would appreciate that. And thanks so much. I think that's a great way to cook a turkey, by the way. And everything I did there is the way we've been doing it for a while. It works. I love y'all all. Come back to see me, and good night.